David, come here. You and your ponytail, come here. Madison, come here. Come on out, Madison. I'm not going to hurt you. I want to give you an option, Madison, okay? So for those of you that are new here, I'm a huge sneakerhead. I love shoes. My favorite shoe is the Jordan 11, okay? So because of that, I got some options for Madison. Options for you, babe. So, Cherry 11, okay? Love these. These are like my top 3 favorite shoes, okay? Cherry 11 or Columbia 11. Haven't even worn these yet, so you might want to do this one. Damn Wisconsin weather. Haven't worn these. One of these, size 8, is going to be pressed so firm on your neck, sis. So I want to give you options. Are we doing Cherry or are we doing Columbia? Make your decision quick because it's time to get in your ass, Madison. What's up, everybody? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is TammyTalks. Yes, the episode is late, okay? I feel the need to remind some of you, I am not a full-time content creator. I work in corporate America, a 9-to-5, where sometimes I have to travel, and last week was one of those times, okay? So, the episode is late. I'm here. I don't have to tell y'all when I go out of town like some of y'all felt the need to DM me about. I don't have to do that, okay? So we're here. First things first, do not talk about Love is Blind in these comments. If you mention where's the Love is Blind recap, if you talk about Love is Blind, you will be blocked. We got to stay the course, okay? I got a lot of videos to catch up on. This is Married at First Sight. Love is Blind is coming. It's coming, all right? If you are brand new here, though, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. If you've been watching for a while, make sure you guys are subscribed. My goal is to get to 40,000, in the next month or so. So if you enjoyed this video, if you rock with it, if you enjoy me, if you have been waiting, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below. We shoot for 1,000 likes always. Let's get 200 of y'all to subscribe. Okay, let's do our big one over here. Let's talk about this episode, all right? So the episode picks up where the last one left off, where Madison gets up from the table. She's feeling guilty. So remember, Michelle is out here and she's talking about David and his text message and all that type of stuff. Madison feels it's too much, it's too much. She gets up and she walks away. It's giving guilty. It's giving guilty, Madison, right? So she's telling Carla, I need one of your sound baths. Don't bring Carla and her chakras and her feng shui and all that stuff into that. No. Madison is talking about how talking about the cheating is emotionally draining. And oh my God, you're a part of it. Madison? It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity of Madison and David this entire time. But okay, so Madison said that she's not trying to be insensitive. Whenever you say that, you are. Let's keep going. Michelle now feels like, because now all the ladies are in the kitchen, Michelle feels like nobody is on her side. No one's on my side. And everybody just wants to talk about David. Look, Michelle, I got your back this episode, sis, but I also want you to kind of put some things into perspective, okay? David is trash. We all feel like David is trash, but you can't have these temper tantrums because you want people to do the dirty work for you. And that's what I think Michelle wanted. Michelle wanted Carla or Eminem or Camille to go in and let loose so that she wouldn't have to do it. You want to be that bitch? You want to pop your shit and get to the bottom of what's going on? Take that shit. Stop walking around doing all this whining and shit, Michelle. What is the purpose? Because you're just getting on everybody's nerves. If you're going to call it out, call it out. Madison, I think you fucking David. Put your pussy on the table and talk about it. But don't do all this whining and shit about that, Michelle. I don't want to hear all that. So Michelle feels that people were dismissive of her. They weren't. They were not. They weren't. So she feels like people feel like she's overreacting. They don't. They don't. Shut up. So Carla said, look, nobody interjects aside from just asking more questions. Like, we want to see what was going on. I think Camille even said, look, we wanted to see what David had to say. Wanted to see what, David was going to get into, right? So they're like, we got your back, girl. We got your back. Trust me, it's not that deep. So then Jezebel, the hooker, the whore, Madison, is nodding in agreement. And Madison, I'm gonna wrap my hands so tightly around your neck, sis. I promise you. Just hold on. Hold on. So David's talking to Alan, saying that, and Alan is like, well, I don't think you did anything fully wrong. I mean, you didn't do something that's right, but I don't think. And here's the thing, though, Alan, you saying that now because it doesn't involve you. And I want to. Okay, let's address this. Okay, because I've been reading my comments. I've been in Roxy's comments. I've been in a bunch of people's comments. Right. The way that y'all feel that it is okay for David to do what he did is crazy. And this is why Alan is the perfect example. Alan is telling David right now, I understand what you did. I get it. I mean, it's not right, but I don't think you're fully wrong. David is okay with this. David feels that this is okay. The same way y'all are in the comments saying that this is okay. But at the end of the episode, when David was all but a weep, now it's not okay. Let that be a lesson to y'all. Y'all can sit up in these comments and Cap and Jack and whatever else other slang the kids are saying now about how you don't think David was wrong, but when the wheels are turned, when it's reversed, and you're the Alan in the situation, is it still okay? Does Alan still feel as if David didn't do anything wrong? Like, it's not a big deal. Okay? Because y'all are saying a whole lot of bullshit in the comments. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. A lot of y'all are saying a lot of bullshit in the comments. David is wrong. Yeah, Michelle's a bitch. She's a bitch. People be bitches every day, B. Michelle is a bitch. But that does not mean that David is not wrong. Look inside your own relationships. Look inside your own marriages. Stop putting that bullshit in the comments that it's not a real marriage. Yes, it is. It's a real marriage because they're signing a marriage license and they have to go through a divorce. It's a real marriage. The mental gymnastics that y'all are doing to defend David is crazy and y'all look stupid. Y'all do. It's okay to acknowledge that David was wrong. It's okay. Somebody put in my comments, Tammy, you must have been cheated on before. I got cheated on and I stayed. That's on you, baby. That's on you. But let's not act as if David is not wrong. The way that y'all will sit and lie behind these faceless avatars is crazy to me. But let's keep going. So we then get a random ADT commercial from Juan and Carla. What's happening here? What is going on? But they decide they're going to go to a pottery class. Juan wants to focus on their bond and their strengths to see if they can build on something from there. Y'all have a week left, Juan. If you have not tried to build on y'all strengths and your bond up until now, baby, save it. Save it. Going back to where you came from. So the next morning, David is sitting out by the fire. Michelle comes out because she wants to talk again, okay? He apologizes and said he never meant to hurt her. He said, I'm a great man and I was raised by great people. You're embarrassing the fuck out of those great people right now. Because I'm willing to bet that David is the type of person, the type of guy who has been coddled his whole life, right? We know you live at home in your parents' basement. I feel like you've been coddled. All your female cousins and your aunts and all that type of stuff, they have babied you. They have allowed you to behave as the basement dweller that you are. And because of that, you can't take the fact that Michelle is giving it to you in this way. She's forcing you to be honest. So he apologizes for letting things build up and then throwing things at her. Your feelings were hurt. from jump. Your feelings were hurt. You should have acknowledged it then. You should have nipped it in the bud then. You should have told her, quit talking to me like that. You should have told her, you don't know what my finances are. You chose to allow that from her. That doesn't mean that you get to turn around and cheat on her with somebody else on the cast and then try to flip it and reverse it as if it is her fault. That's not how that works. So Michelle wants to know why it has taken him so long to be honest. And Michelle feels that he is blaming her. He said, David, that he went into this marriage thinking he would get a ride or die. I think we have to get to the root of what ride or die means to people. Because somebody being a ride or die does not mean you get to treat them like shit and do whatever the hell it is that you want to do. That's not what a ride or die means. And I think some of y'all need to really get that through your brains. I promise this is crazy. So Michelle was like, do you think that this is my fault? David said, look, I wasn't getting what I needed. And I've realized that I need affection. And so, okay. And Michelle is like, so you said that you thought I was trying. So were you lying then or are you lying now? Like what's going on? So David said, no, I never thought you were trying. David, none of us did either. And if you felt that she wasn't trying, you know what you could have did? You could have took that ponytail and wrapped it into a bun and you could have sashayed your ass on out of that marriage. You chose to stay. So the fact that you chose to stay, you should have kept your fucking dick in your pants and kept your messages out of Madison's phone. Because you don't get to say that I wasn't getting affection, so I moved on and, sorry, it's okay. That's not how life works. That's not how marriages work. So Michelle said, look, so you've been lying to my face. She wants to know about the text again. David is still lying and it's like, well, I deleted the contact because, I realized I'm married. You were married when you started texting Madison. And what kills me is, again, how y'all are defending David and he is still blatantly lying to her face. I would respect David more if he was like, you know what? That text was meant for Madison. I'm going to be real with you. I'm feeling Madison. Madison is more my speed. Madison seems to like me. If he would have given that vibe, I'd have said, well, damn. Okay. But you're lying about it like a 16-year-old. This is what a 16-year-old does. This is what the sophomore in high school is doing on his girlfriend. This is not what a 30-something-year-old man does, unless you have the mentality of a child. So David is like, well, you can keep asking me the same question, but whether you choose to believe it or not, you don't get to be sassy about it. You don't get to have an attitude about it, David. You're wrong. It's the nerve, the audacity, the gall, the temerity for you to say you can believe me or not and pop your shit and pop that bang all over the place when you know you're lying. You only get to use that if you are telling the truth. Is it me? What is happening here? So Michelle goes and talks to MM and Camille. I think they asses knew. I think that everybody in that house knew that David was messing around with Madison. This is why. She sits down and she tells them, I think that David is texting Madison. They didn't blink. They didn't do anything. They kept giving each other the black woman girl. Like they were giving the side eye, cutting their eyes at each other. They know what the fuck is going on. And if y'all did know, Emma, I know you be in the comments, girl. Did y'all know? Did y'all know? Because it's given that y'all knew. Nobody seemed shocked. Like, let's put that into perspective. Nobody seems shocked. So it's rumors, it's a conversation that Michelle thinks that David is cheating on her with Madison, and everybody's just like, why you think that? Nobody is shocked. Nobody is like, girl, what? Bitch, please. Nobody thinks that? Come on, y'all. Camille said, well, how do you know? Michelle said, it's my gut. My gut is telling me that. Michelle also points out that Madison said, this is too much and walked away. Madison didn't feel like it was too much when Ikechi came in and served Emin a divorce paper, singular. Right? So we then see Madison and Alan go-karting. Alan brings up decision day. He's like, I know we still need to work on our chemistry because she's taking her chemistry to somewhere else. But okay. Madison said, yeah, we've made a lot of great progress. Have you, girl? What progress? What progress y'all made? So Alan wants to know if there is a part of her that still wants to take this gamble with him. Do you still want to see what's what? Madison said, well, yeah, I'm here. How else would I see David? I'm here. Madison said that she's in a Switzerland zone. Switzerland is neutral. We all know that, right? We all know that. We all remember history. Switzerland is neutral. That means that you're just here to go along to get along. Madison is really only still on the show so that she can see David and it not look obvious and it not look suspicious. That's what it's given, to me at least. So Madison said, I'm just enjoying the good times that we're having. And, hopefully nothing major comes up in the next week. Like, I don't get caught so that, I can say no on decision day. And then when I pop up with David at the reunion, no one suspects a thing. Oh my God. And it's like, yeah, okay, girl. Okay. Carla and Juan go to a pottery class. Juan said last night was a lot, and it makes him grateful for the bond that him and Carla have. They ain't doing the best, but they ain't doing the worst. So Carla's trying to make some sexual jokes. He don't want the segs with you, girl. Move on. Madison and David are in the kitchen talking about hide the knives while they take a shot together. Tom and Camille are in the hot tub. He asks her if she's ready to be a parent. Camille said, give her another 1 or 2 years. She's always wanted to be a mom, but she also wants them to have some time together as a couple. Let's date. Let's, spend our money on ourselves. Let's travel. Let's get our footing as a married couple. Y'all really don't know each other for real. So that makes sense. Camille brings up them needing to talk about living situations, living arrangements after this. Tom was like, as long as you're there, that's all that matters. No, y'all need to have a plan, Thomas. Y'all need to have a plan. So Michelle and Alan go sit on the steps to talk. Alan asks how she's doing since the conversation was dropped at dinner. Alan has a lot of emotional intelligence. Alan cares. I'll say that. Alan cares, right? That's what we can ascertain from him. He honestly does care. He's very in tune with people's emotions, right? Plus, I think deep down, Alan knows some fugazi shit going on. Michelle is once again, nobody cares about anything I have to say, and she thinks people don't care about her point of view. Michelle, I'm going to be real with you. You talk too slow. You talk too slow. Get right to the shits. I feel like if Michelle would have come out at the table and been like, well, damn it, David, you got me effed up because I think you're texting Madison, then we can have a real conversation. But it's like you sitting at the table, Michelle, and being like, well, David, who did you text? Who was it for? I don't know if it was me. You're doing all this slow talking and it's like, come on. Come on, get to the point. And I think that's where Michelle is going wrong with it. Alan said, if he lost Madison, it would be something. He said, because we have a bond. Michelle said, well, whatever. I don't care about y'all. Let's talk about me. David texted me the night he was out with you and Madison. Alan was like, okay, we were out for a little bit, but then Carla and Madison kind of dipped off. So, but yeah, I didn't see him talking to anybody else. Like it was our circle. It was just us out there kicking it. Michelle said, well, look, I don't think there was a picture. I think he saw somebody across the bar, and that's what the message that he sent. And Alan was like, whoa, wow, I didn't catch that. And I'm like, Alan, Alan, come on, Alan, come on, come on. Like, Alan is killing me. So they go back in the house, and the group is starting to play a game. Who's the most likely to? Madison asks if they have a choice. Yes, sit your stupid ass down so we can find out that you're a cheater. Sit down. So, couple of random questions. Most likely to have an orgy, whatever. We don't care about them. Most likely to get caught cheating. The way Madison picked up that bottle of Jägermeister and was... What's happening? What's happening? Why you need to drink so fast? Why are you so nervous? So David obviously is whatever. Tom voted for himself. Camille is not amused, and neither was I. Talking about some because, I'm a bad liar. It then comes down to who is most likely to swap partners. Couple people vote MM, and they're like, she don't have a partner. Juan voted Madison. Why you vote Madison, Juan? I'm telling you, everybody there knows something. They all know what's going on. They all do. They all do. Michelle walks away. Alan goes to check on her. Alan said, look, I'm going back. I'm replaying everything that happened from that night, right? Okay, so Alan said, let's get into it. What I think happened, okay, is... Oops. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So Alan is going back. He's like replaying that night. He's like, and I didn't see David talking to anybody. I can't picture. It was us. And then like, it was just us kicking him. And I'm like, Alan, come on. Come on. And you can tell that deep down, Alan knows. Alan knows. And he just doesn't want to come to that realization, right? So Michelle is like, look, I have a gut suspicion, but I'm not ready to go down that rabbit hole. Michelle tells Alan that David met up with Madison and Carla at another place after he left. Did you know that? So now we get into it. So now Alan is picking up what Madison is putting down. And he's like, no. I don't see that happening. No, that can't be true. So Michelle said, look, David meant to send that text to Madison. He just got it confused. He saw her across the bar and he texted her. So Alan is like, I need to process this. Whoa. So Alan is trying to get into this. You can see that is all coming back to me now, okay? Shout out to Celine Dion. It's all coming back to me now. Michelle is like, look, I could be spiraling. I ain't even gonna hold you. I could be spiraling, but my gut is saying it's Madison. So Alan is like, well, my gut is saying it's not. Alan, your gut is wrong. Alan, your gut is wrong, right? So Alan is getting visibly emotional. Them eyes are turning red. He probably got a tear right there waiting to fall out. And Michelle is like, why are you upset, Michelle? Why do you think he's upset, baby? What's going on? Why are you upset, Michelle? Because they playing in your faces. So Alan said, look, I genuinely do not believe this. He said, but if it is the case, I'm going to lose my shit. I said, well, get ready to lose it. Get ready to lose it. Michelle then goes and pulls Madison aside. Michelle ain't had a rest, okay? Michelle came into that house and said, I'm getting to the bottom of this, and it hell or high water. I'm going to figure some shit out. I said, get into it. So she asked Madison, was the text message meant for you? Madison said, I don't think so. It shouldn't have been. Wrong answer, baby. It should have been no. Girl, what? Why you ask me some shit like that? Damn, Madison, you're a terrible actress. Madison said, look, I didn't get any message from him that day. So Michelle is like, weren't y'all out together? Madison said, yeah, but he was like texting Alan about going out. She said, I hardly saw him that night. We were only there for like 15 minutes. That's a lie because Carla said on the after party from last week that y'all were missing for 5 songs. 5 songs. That's at least 20 minutes. Because if y'all was in the oont bar, them ounce for a while. So don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all were there and y'all were missing for, I'm going to give y'all at least 30 minutes for y'all to go and kiss and neck and touch and do whatever it else is that y'all were doing. Do you run your hand through his bun? What's going on, right? So Madison is like, we text, but it hasn't been a while. Michelle said, what y'all be texting about? I would like to know too. Madison was like, just the gym. Like, do you want to see my phone? I want to see it. And what you should have said in that moment, right then and there, Michelle, is you should have said, yeah, show me the phone. Show me the phone right now. I want to see the phone right fucking now. Madison would have been mad at me because I'd have clocked her ass so quick. So Madison goes and talks to Alan. And he don't want to talk to her. She was like, do you need a minute? Because now Madison is nervous. The way I ain't never seen Madison walk that fast to go see about Alan. She's nervous. She's shook. So she runs over there to talk to him. He don't want to talk to her. Do you just need a moment? Yeah, give him a couple minutes. Give him a couple minutes. Because now I got my shoe ready, okay? I got my shoe ready. Let me hold it. So Juan is singing by the fire. I said, Lord have mercy. So they out there just doing a lot. Carla is enjoying it. They're, enjoying the fact that they aren't the worst couple there, okay? Michelle and David talk again. David said, look, I'm done with the situation. I said, you're done with the situation? You're done with the situation? What do you mean? You don't get to decide that you're done with your lie. Michelle gets to decide when she's done talking about it. And I was with Michelle. You can be done, but nigga, I'm not. And I'm not going to be done with it till I say I'm done with it. So Michelle said, look, I don't believe you. What's the text message for Madison? He lies. He is still lying. Michelle said that you should have had a bigger reaction. David is saying, you're going to think what you want to think, so think what you want to think. I said, David, okay, because I'm ready to put this on your neck too, right? So this is what kills me, y'all. And this is why I do not respect David. I don't. Because here's the thing. If you're going to lie, after like the first 1 or 2 times, give this shit up. Give it up. My thing is, if you are man enough to go around and cheat on your wife because you feel she wasn't affectionate enough to you, be man enough to say that shit to her face. Be man enough to say it to her face. Why? Like, I don't get this. I don't understand it. I don't know how y'all can defend this. I don't know why people are saying that Madison made David do this. I don't know why people are saying Michelle made David do this. Is David not in control of his own dick? Is it Michelle's fault that he's thinking with the little head and not the big one? Come on, y'all. Stop all this. Let's defend and baby this man about this. David is in the wrong. Madison is in the wrong. This has nothing to do with Michelle. Because if that is the case, if your friend gets cheated on, are y'all going over to your friend and saying, well, girl, you didn't hug him enough. You didn't ask him how his day was. So I understand why he cheated on you. Are y'all doing that? Ladies, if you have been cheated on before, right? Is it okay for people to now ask you, well, shit, did you hug him enough? What did you do that made him cheat on you? That's how y'all sound. That's how y'all sound. So Madison comes back downstairs to talk to Michelle. And I just said, what the fuck do you want? Why are you back down here talking to me? I would have wore Madison out in that moment if I was Michelle. The fuck do you want? Talking about why am I being brought into this? Madison, why do you think you're being brought into this, girl? And this is what kills me. Y'all know that she's not right. And y'all are gaslighting this woman into feeling like she's crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. If y'all are adults enough to cheat on your partners, stand in that shit. Stand in it. It's also crazy that y'all couldn't wait a month. Y'all couldn't wait 1 month until the process was over? So Madison was like, well, did you go to Carla? She was out with us that night. And Michelle said, no, because I know you're David's type. Madison said, why? Because I'm blonde. Just barely, ho. Just barely. No, she went to you, Madison, because you're a hooker and a whore. The same hooker, whore, party girl that you were crying about being called, that you are proving, we can add liar to that too. If you don't want to be called a hooker or a whore, don't act like one. Don't act like one, Madison. So Michelle said, well, your response gave way more response than resolution. Madison said, well, I can't help my reaction. Shut up. Yes, you can. Because people that aren't lying wouldn't have had that reaction. Then it becomes, if you don't believe me, you don't believe me. That's a telltale sign that somebody is lying. Madison said, look, I can grab my phone. I can prove we don't talk. Now, that's interesting because you said y'all talk about the gym. So Madison sachets upstairs, gets her phone, comes back down, pulls up Instagram. Now, y'all know the person that you Instagram the most is going to pop up first. They're going to pop up first. So she goes to David. That entire thing is empty. How does David pop up first, but the conversation is empty, the thread is empty? She then goes to her text messages and there's nothing there. And Michelle was like, well, see, that's interesting because you said that y'all talk about the gym. Where are those messages? And Madison was like, yeah, your thick ass neck is caught in a lie. Okay? So Michelle said, I'm confused. I said, I'm confused too. Madison said, well, we messaged weeks and weeks ago. Now, Madison, girl, you were scrolling. You were scrolling for a while. So are you talking to all those people on a daily basis? Because if you have talked to David weeks ago, based on all the threads that you have, his name should have been up in there. Michelle said, look, well, we can stop this, girl, because I done heard it. So Madison's hurt because she's shook. Madison is scared, right? Michelle said, look, well, we can stop this. Madison said, I'm being made out to be the bad guy. Bitch, you are. You are. You are. Madison? Like, what is happening? So Madison is mad that Michelle doesn't believe her. Go to bed, Madison. So production goes up and asks Madison, girl, is there truth to this? So then Madison says she never wanted to hurt anyone, and this will break Allison's heart. This will break Alan's heart to pieces. You don't care about that. You don't care about that. So Michelle tells Carla that she talked to both Madison and David. Carla said, oh no. Carla said, look, well, what happens in the dark comes to the light, and it always does. So Madison goes to talk to David. David is faking like he's asleep. Talking about somebody, I just got woken up, man. You were texting her. Y'all were texting. So we get this scene. Madison and David. Madison and David. Madison says, well, look, I feel like we have chemistry, and I haven't said this out loud before, but I like you. David was like, oh man, oh man. And I'm like, y'all cut the shit. cut the shit. Because whatever game y'all are trying to play, y'all look stupid. Y'all look even stupider. Again, y'all would get way more respect if y'all would come out with it and be like, look, I'm feeling her. It's not working. I don't want to be in the marriage anymore. But now for y'all to try to insult my intelligence, I'm fucking offended. Because don't try to sit up here and create a scene as if this is the first time y'all are expressing this to each other. So then Madison is like, I just can't continue with my relationship with Alan. And David is like, man, I appreciate the attention you've been giving me. Time out. You tell Alan later that it's not physical. What attention is she giving you? If is somebody asking you questions really that is that much attention? You can get on Instagram and tell people to ask you questions. You can post a story and tell people to inbox you stuff. You can tell that David didn't know that Madison was going to set up this scene because then he tries to fall back into it. So David is like, the first step is to tell Alan. I think the first step would be to go and admit that y'all were lying to Michelle's face. I think that would be the appropriate first step, but whatever. So next thing you know, David is like, man, let me get a sip of that drink. I said, oh, so y'all sharing drinks, but y'all ain't did nothing together. Okay. Madison said it's not fair to Alan. David said it's not fair to Alan or Michelle. Madison don't give a fuck about Michelle, obviously. So he's like, seeing you at the gym has been my favorite time of day. So let's rewind. So is the Roxy and the Trisha, the Brenda, all them other people that he mentioned, is that who you was taking coffee to? Is that who you were meeting up with? Has it been Madison this entire time? So I just don't get why y'all can't wait a week. Like, decision day is literally in a week. David said, look, we could really have some. I could see you being my ride or die. Yes. Because when he cheats on you with the next blonde, blue-eyed bitch that comes through, Madison, I hope you're ready. And I hope you get the day that you deserve. I hope you get treated the same way he did Michelle. And I hope he lies to your face. And I wish nothing but the worst for the both of you. So David tells her the text message was meant for her. And Madison will say, why? Because y'all been fucking and he wanted to fuck again later that night. Stop that bullshit, Madison. Stop it. You're a terrible actress. You're a whore. Okay? You keep hooker hours. So Madison said, well, we didn't come into this for friends. We came for love, which meant I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I don't care about anybody else's feelings. I got the nigga that I want, and too bad for the rest of y'all. David pulls Alan aside to talk. Alan knows what time it is. And I'm like, dang, David, you were saying how you just got woken up. You bright eyed and bushy tailed in this bitch now, ain't you? Now you ready to just talk to every fucking body. Alan pours a drink because he knows what's about to happen. Goes outside. David tells Alan he and Madison have a connection. Said there's nothing that's been physical. We just vibe. So y'all are willing to leave your marriages over a vibe? Is that what I'm hearing? Y'all ain't did nothing? Okay. Because I'm grown and I've been grown for a very long time. And I know what happened. So David is like, we just started talking at the gym about our relationships. And okay, so like we just vibe on it. I was with Ellen. I don't give a fuck what y'all vibe about. I don't give a fuck about y'all connection. Why are you trying to tell me about your connection with my bitch? Come on. So David is like, I still see you as a friend. Nigga, please. What? If this is how you treat a friend, I would hate to see how you treat an enemy. You can't possibly consider Alan a friend and you've been messing around with his wife. And David keeps saying that he's a good guy. Are you? You seem like a trash ass, gutter ass nigga to me. But whatever. So Alan is like, I told Madison the second she didn't want me to tell me. So fuck her and fuck you. And David was like, nah, don't fuck her. She was trying. When did she have time to try? When did she have time to try, David? In between y'all fucking? When? Don't do that. You can't possibly say that she was trying when she's been creeping with you. What is happening? What is happening? So David is like, well, me and you, Alan, we were in the same position. My wife knows, well, your wife knows more about me than my wife. Is that supposed to make Alan feel better? So then Alan was like, you know what? Go for it. I'm done. So he gets up, goes in the house, and David was like, Alan, come on, bro. What? So Alan gets in the house and he's crying, he's upset, and and Juan are there. Alan goes out the front door, goes after him, gives him a hug. Juan goes after him too, and it's like, keep it classy. I'm like, no, tear this shit up, Alan. Tear this shit up. I don't care. So Alan is like, Madison wasted my time because he knows that this is not new. They didn't just decide yesterday. And I'm like, facts. He's like, I just spent $3,000 on clothes for this bitch. And Emmett was like, keep the respect. No, she's a bitch. Fuck her. Fuck her. She's a bitch. So he comes back in the house and he's kicking cabinets and all that stuff. And Madison is being a coward, talking about some, does he want to talk? Does he want a conversation? Carry your weird ass up the stairs with your big ass ears. Go on back up the stairs with David. Oh, David is outside like a coward, not wanting to come in the house now. That's what's crazy to me. Y'all were so ready to be up in each other's shit. But now y'all don't know how to be adults and at least be around Alan. Okay. So Alan goes upstairs to pack to go home. Alan said, look, people see the real me and they like me. He said Madison was even looking at him with disgust today. And he's like, Michelle, you were right. You were right. So Alan leaves the house and David finally comes in the house and he goes right upstairs. Michelle is like, you got something you want to say to me? And he was like, sorry. Sorry for lying about everything. And Michelle is like, so you wanted me to look crazy. And David was like, I didn't make you look crazy. Yes, you did. You gaslit that woman to try to make her feel as if she knows that, and to make her feel as if what she was thinking wasn't true. You were trying to gaslight her. So Michelle was like, you just wanted me to look crazy. David said, I never tried to maliciously hurt you, but I wasn't getting things. You weren't running your fingers through my hair. So like, I don't, so she asked me questions. So Michelle is like, well, fine, go hook up with my friend. I'm not hooking up with your friend. She asked me how my day went. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Okay. Then David is like, I owned up to everything. And I'm like, when? When? You still, like you just owned up to it now. And it's like, yeah, the message was meant for Madison. So then he's just standing there looking at her as if he is just so upset. He's just so irritated that she is having this conversation. That's what I don't get about David. Like, how are you so indignant right now? So then Michelle goes up to Madison and it's like, do you have something to say? And Madison, are you going to come in guns a-blazing? If she'd have came in and rocked your shit, then what, Madison? Then what? Michelle better than me because she'd have caught some hands. I would have wore Madison's ass out. Because it's one thing for y'all to be going behind Alan and Michelle's back, right? That's one thing. But it's another the way that y'all were blatantly lying in that woman's face. And for anybody that keeps asking, why does Michelle care? Do y'all want to be lied to in their fucking face? Do you? Would y'all want somebody to lie to your face like that? Michelle has every right to be upset. I don't care how Michelle talked about David and called his ass broke he is. I don't care that Michelle said he can't dress, he can't. I don't care that Michelle said that he lives in the basement, he does. That does not mean that he is well within his right to disrespect her and lie in her face while sleeping with another person. Because let's be clear, we have seen this happen on a couple seasons where they're on Tinder, they're on Bumble, they're talking to some other people outside of the capacity of the show. But for David and Madison, both they stinking trifling asses to do this with other castmates is crazy. It's crazy. So for y'all to really be like, Michelle, what's going on in y'all life? Are y'all the cheaters in y'all situations? Because for you to defend David, you have to be a cheater yourself. There's no way I'm going to look at y'all any differently. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up the video. Love is Blind will be out some point this weekend. Do not talk about it in the comments, because I will block you. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.